Welcome back to another video, guys. Today's project is going to be restoring these leather seats to their former glory. Now, they don't look horrible for being from 2005, but they definitely could look a lot better. So the plan is going to be to use Leatherique, the all-famous treatment that everyone loves to use on leather seats to get them back to their former glory, and then possibly using some sort of leather balm to smooth over all the cracks and such. So I'm going to be going through the process today. Right now I'm going to vacuum the seats, get everything nice and clean, and then we'll be back for the next step. First step, what we're going to do is take the leather rejuvenator, and then I have this microfiber applicator. I have a glove on. You really don't need to. It's not harmful or harsh chemicals, but just not a bad idea. Just gonna apply it liberally. I'm gonna start with the passenger seat, since this one has the hardest of all the leather. You might be able to tell, but it's firm. It hasn't really been sat in. At least it's not as much as the driver's seat. So gotta start applying. Here's the passenger seat after being coated. Nice and glossy. I'm gonna coat the rest of the seats and I'll be right back. First coat, it's all done. Looking very glossy. Already a lot softer than it was. You see the cracks are starting to show. I read that's normal, and with more coats, they'll start to be lifted up more and more and smoothed out. You can see the ones in the sun here on this is the side that's sort of in the shade. It hasn't soaked in as much, but the one in the sun has soaked up a lot more. So door cards look fantastic. You really see all the metal flake inside the leather. So we'll see what happens. Catch you guys back after that coat. Back, it's day 2 after applying the Leatherique first coat. Here's what we're dealing with. Some parts, they're still glossy, which means that those parts are properly moisturized and hydrated, and then some parts are dried up. Like here, the leather is already way softer just from the first treatment. What happens is it soaks into the parts that really need it, and those parts become matte finish like this. I used about half the bottle yesterday applying it, so gonna go in with the second coat today. It's gonna be about 90 degrees. The door cards look phenomenal. They just need a little more, probably one more coat, and they will be good to go. You see the rear seats, they soaked up a lot. They soaked up a lot of Leatherique, but leather is very soft at this point, very supple. So going with the second coat. Just applied coat number 2. Looking beautiful. come back in a couple hours, see if it soaked it in, and then might apply another coat. The Leatherique has been sitting on the seats for about 4 hours now. Some parts have soaked in, other parts are still glossy, which is indicative of them being done. So you can see the rear seats are really soaking up a lot of it, but it's smoothing over the cracks. It's bringing all the dirt to the surface. I'm gonna throw on another coat now. This will be the third coat, and then let it soak overnight, and then tomorrow I'll check back on it. Just finished up coat number 3. The leather is significantly softer, and all those cracks, they're starting to get pulled up and they're starting to smooth out. So this is awesome. The results are coming in fantastic so far. I'm gonna let this soak overnight, and then tomorrow I'll come back in and go in with the second step with the pristine clean and the water bucket. So I did the steering wheel. This is after using the pristine clean. Very soft, no stickiness, nothing. Just feels great. Has a beautiful matte finish. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the cleaning process. Here we are after the third application. This is as much as I have left. I'm gonna spread that on the remainder, but so far the leather is softer. So I'm excited to see what it's like after I clean it. You can see all the debris getting pushed out. Door cards are done. They're not taking any more of the stuff in. You can see the leather is super soft. So great product. Gonna apply the last coat and then let it sit probably until tomorrow. Tomorrow I can come back for the last step. I've made the executive decision to start with the door cards, get those all cleaned up. Gonna spray the pristine clean onto the door card, and then I'm gonna use this microfiber applicator sponge. This is the same one I used to apply the other stuff. Just gonna give it a couple rinses in warm water. Then you're gonna buff it off with a damp rag. I use a microfiber. What it's looking like so far after the cleaning. Just a nice satin finish on the leather. Let me see if I can use like a trim restorer on that. But leather is super soft, super supple. So I'm gonna do that to the rest of the door cards, and then I'll be back. Here we are on day 4. The Leatherique has had its chance to soak into the leather, but we're gonna go in and clean it now. And I went through the whole bottle during this whole process, a 16-ounce bottle, I believe. So I know you're supposed to keep adding it until all looks shiny, like here. That means that the leather has properly been soaked, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean it, and then I'm gonna order a 32-ounce bottle, and then in a couple weeks, when it gets a little warmer, then I'm gonna go ahead and redo the treatment again. But so far, the leather is so soft, pulled. All the cracks have been pushed and swelled. I'm gonna hit it with the pristine clean and then use the microfiber applicator to scrub it into the leather. And then I will use the damp rag to wipe it off. And then I got this dry rag I'm gonna use to buff off any excess. I did the door cards yesterday. They came out wonderful. Not glossy, just this satin shimmery finish. Catch you guys back when I got the first seat done. Just finished cleaning off the passenger seat, and wow. Unreal. The leather is super soft and supple. It's not cardboard anymore. And a lot of the cracks have just been totally swelled and brought to life. It doesn't give the seats a crazy amount of gloss shine after you clean them, the pristine clean, but it gives them this beautiful satin finish. So you can still see there are some cracks, but it is significantly reduced. I'm probably gonna work on the driver's seat next, and then I'll get back. This is what the water looked like so far. It's not super dirty. I know the passenger seat, actually it is kind of dirty. Nonetheless, that is wild. So I think after a couple more treatments, maybe in the summertime when it's in the hundreds, right now it's probably about 65, 70 degrees. A couple more treatments, these seats are gonna literally look brand new. I might go back over with a leather balm. We'll see what happens. I'll let these dry off for today and then see if I want to go pick that stuff up and try to use it. But overall, extremely impressed with the results. The final reveal. Absolutely phenomenal. You can see in some parts there's still the darker brown cracks. Wow. Passenger seat, huge difference. The rear seats, an even larger difference. Looks like brand new leather. Take a look at just how gross this water is. You can see the leather really isn't perfect. There's still some of the deeper cracks apparent, but Leatherique review, 11 out of 10. Just completely changed the seats, the whole look of the car. The seats look a lot more presentable. I'll let it dry, see if there's any water anywhere, and then go over everything again with the pristine clean, just to see if there's anything else. But fantastic results. Thank you guys for watching, and catch you guys in the next video.